Hi everyone, welcome to my videos. In today's video, I'm going to give an explanation about the cost calculation for Microsoft Defender for Cloud. So, as we know, Microsoft Defender for Cloud has been very helpful on your security things of the side of a cloud environment. But just getting to know the Defender for Cloud, the cost calculator is a helpful tool to estimate the potential cost associated with your cloud security needs. It helps you to configure different plans and environments and all those things. So to get this cost estimate, it just really helps to make sure you are being in the right, enabling in the right say, SKUs and all the different plan is required. So that helps you to give you a better understanding on this. So let me show you the tool which where you can just go and get out the most cost estimate for Microsoft Defender for Cloud. Okay, I'm in my Azure portal. As I look into this, I'm just clicked on my Defender for Cloud on the Microsoft Defender for Cloud page. I'm into the overview section. If you come into the environment settings, you will see the next screen as the cost calculator. You can see on this the top corner. Just click that cost calculator. It gets you three different options to access the calculator. Once you access it, it gives you three different options. The first one is use the existing environment, which is recommended for Azure only cloud. The second option is which adds the assets with a script. You can download a script and execute the script on your environment to automatically get the existing assets into the Defender for Cloud portal so that you can just no need to have a configuration enable. This is mainly used for an external multi-cloud like AWS, GCP. And if you have something like Azure Arc or something, you can just use as a script. And the third one is which gives you a manual option which where you just gets you a portal. You can just go and feed in all your inputs. Let's try to see all three different options. The first option, as I mentioned, it is primarily used for Azure only. When you just click on this, it just goes and gets that information like what is my subscriptions and enable and what are the configurations enabled. That's by default, it just out of the box. If you have a tenant, you have 10, 20, or whatever the subscription you have, it just goes and list. In my demo environment, I just have one subscription, which I showed it here. So that's perfectly fine. It's out of the box. Let's see what's second option. The second option is add the assets with a script. To run the script, we need to have a PowerShell version of 7 to be installed wherever you have access to the existing environment or any other cloud providers. So if you click on that option, it just even this can be used for Azure, but it is best way to use the first option. If you want to do something in Azure, yes, you can just get that. Say for example, you don't have a specific access to get all your subscription, you just want to do a cost estimate, yes, you can just go and download this and it just gets the file. And you when someone has an access to the Azure environment, you can run the script, get the output, and you can just upload that output to guest. On the next, when you click next, it just gets you the number of resources you have in Azure, and just you can just get all the cost element related to that. If you have something like AWS or an GCP, you can just make sure you just select this appropriate cloud environment to make sure you get the proper PowerShell script, which can be run from your uh, environment to make get all the assets that's been captured, and that gives you an option to collect the environment selection and environment resources. Then it just helps you to get the selecting the perfect Defender plan. For example, in the Defender for servers, you have Defender for service P1 and P2. That gets you the exact cost for each of the environment or each of the Defender for plan. This is for the second method. The third method is as a custom environment. You can just allows you to freely add. You can just use a portal here. When I click this option, it gets you in here. You can just call it as like, okay, I'm just going to use my non-prod environment. Okay, I need to make sure my Defender for Cloud Security posture is enabled. Okay, how many servers, database, storage account? I'm just giving a number like 100. It gets how many hours this is going to be used. So what I can do is you can just go and say I'm going to use 730. That's a calculation for entire month. Then it just gets you the plan here. So the next, for example, if I click servers, I just want to make sure how many servers I have. I have of 55 servers, and each servers will run for 730 hours, just 24 cross 7 with all the there is no downtime on the servers. And as I mentioned earlier, the sub plan, this defines the defender plan which you want to make sure to be used. I'm just selecting P2, and if I want to use my SQL databases, you can just define the number of instances you are going to use it. So this helps you to get an exact cost for different of a cloud for each of the resources. This option is a third option, and it is one of the most easiest one to do it. And if you want to just click on add, it just goes and add here. And you can add another environment here by like the same three options, or if you want to just do an export of this, it just gives you an export file of CSV, which gives you the much clearer information to this actually. So this is one of the best tool which has been part of Microsoft Defender for Cloud. Some may not know this. The other option, you can just go and just get this all three different options where it just gets you that. The first option I said, use the existing environment which is mainly recommended for Azure. The second one is you can download the script and you can run it in Azure, AWS, or GCP to make sure someone who doesn't have permission can just get the script downloaded and give it to someone who has a proper access to get those reports ready, or the resources are ready to be uh, included into the cost estimator portal. Gets you this perfect plan and the price for it actually. The third option is your custom environment where you just feed all your data manually into this to get that estimate for your resources. That's it with this video. Hope you find some resourceful information on this. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.